London. Here starts our short holiday in London. Morning, greetings from Oxford Street Youth Hostel. We arrived quite late last night at King's Cross, so I didn't film anymore. We just went to bed, and this morning we went out and had breakfast. I had a almond croissant and a matcha latte, and then after that we went to Bloomsbury, the Oxfam bookshop on Bloomsbury Street. It was not huge, it was one floor, and it had all the usual categories. There were quite a lot of histories, general fiction, some DVDs, and there was a classic section as well. There was some Shakespeare criticism and a lot of biographies. There were also some collectible, so proper old style, old looking, pretty books. And one thing special, there was a new arrival shelf. So it has Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I guess those are the new books. So if you live nearby and you go there often, you can just skip the rest of the shop and look at those shelves and see what's new. So that might be quite useful. We went to a Korean restaurant for lunch. It was called Bibimbap Soho. There were a lot of bibimbap options. I had the safest, most traditional vegetable ones. There was a lot of vegetable in it. It was very tasty as well. The shop was very informal and relaxed, which I always like. It was small. If you look from the door, from the shop front, it looked quite small, but actually there were quite a lot of space in there. So if you have friends or if you're going alone, that would be a good option, I'd say. The price was very reasonable as well. For central London, I'd say it was very reasonable, very affordable. We are going to the Globe Theatre in a few hours' time to watch Much Ado About Nothing. We listened to the audiobook again last night on the train, so I think we are ready. If you don't live in the UK, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebration is just in a few days' time. So there are a lot of Union Jacks around, a lot of the Platinum Jubilee celebration flags in the streets as well. Let's see how patriotic London is. Hello, we are halfway through Much Ado About Nothing. This is the interval. It's excellent, really enjoying it. The beginning, the show started about 10 minutes before the actual starting time, so all the actors came on stage, all the musicians came on stage and created a really lovely atmosphere. Because they changed Leonato and Antonio into Leonata and Antonia, so it's a all-female household. Beatrice is still the niece, not the daughter. I think Margaret and Hero are the daughters. So there are 3 girls and 2 older women in this household, and all the musicians are women as well. So at the beginning is this all-women household waiting for their man coming from the war. At the end of the war, it's really moving. Especially Hero and her mother very clearly was looking forward to their man. Well, it's not their man, but clearly they knew them, and Hero probably was in love with Claudio, and she was waiting for him, and it was very obvious from this beginning bit. It was not obviously written in the play itself at all because they didn't say anything. I think the director just decided just decided to create that little scene, and I think it was really worthwhile. It was really effective to show that this women, all the women, stayed at home during the which war was this? The Second World War. Waiting for their men to come home. That beginning scene was really, really lovely. There were a lot of interactions between the actors and the audience. It was very funny. It was very physical as well, especially the men. They were just like big boys. They were like pouring one on each other's faces, throwing food on each other during the party scene. They were kind of jokingly fighting with each other, rolling around on the grass. It was very, very lovely. Also really, really like how the men appeared on stage. They didn't actually come from the back of the stage. They came from the entrance. The audience came in, so they came through the crowd. If you've been to Globe Theatre, or if you knew, there's £5 tickets on the floor, on the ground, whatever it's called. So there are a lot of people who are standing actually in the middle of the theatre, watching, standing up, and there are seats in the gallery around side as well. So the men come back from the war. They walked through the audience, and that was really lovely. They created some like smoke effects, like really smoky, a bit dirty look, just like they just finished fighting and came to this place. And I think I just heard the bell going. We're probably finishing the interval. I should go back to my seat. I'll speak to you later. Hey, just finished. It was excellent. Really, really love it. We just came back to the youth hostel. It's quite late now. Just some initial impressions before I forget. All the actors, their looks fitted their roles very well. I'd say I really like all the actors. Beatrice looked exactly like she looked on the pictures, and I think a bit smaller. I feel like she looked bigger, as in taller on pictures, but she's actually quite a small and dainty lady. But she has a very powerful presence on stage. When she's on stage, everybody just look at her. Hero looked prettier, I'd say even prettier than on the pictures. And Benedict, I really liked Benedict. He had a really lovely boyish side, but also a serious, mature side a bit later on, especially in the scene when he was confronting Claudio. It was very intense. I didn't expect that at all. And everybody else as well. Every actor looked exactly as they should look, I'd say. And another thing I like very much is how they entered and exited the stage through the crowds as much as they did it through the back. It's just really lovely to have them like running around and see them slightly up close. One specific one that also involves audience interaction, which is also brilliant throughout the whole thing as well, is that when Dogberry was trying to catch the two villains, and the two villains jumped off the stage and kind of disappeared through the crowd. And I didn't expect this at all, but it's fascinating. They took their jackets off and put on some just random audience, and then the policeman came and took those just random two men and took them up the stage. That was really funny, and the audience really, I think, enjoyed it and cooperated a lot. We were laughing, we were wooing and eyeing and gasps and all sorts. I think it was really successful. I'd say it was a very successful play. I really enjoyed it. And this whole experience, I guess, just proved that reading the play itself it's nowhere near as good experience as watching it on stage and seeing all the actors, how they move, how they interact with each other, and how they made use of the stage, made use of music, made use of all the props. It's just an amazing experience. There's a lot more I can tell you about, but I don't want to ruin the experience for you. If you have an opportunity to go and watch, it's really worth it. I think we will now go to bed. It's quite late. It's past midnight. Tomorrow we need to check out early-ish, and we have a wedding to go to. So hopefully I'll film something tomorrow for you as well, and we'll be home by the end of tomorrow evening. See you later. Hi, hello, we are on our way home. As you can see, we're sitting on the train. This morning we went to Judd Books again. I was going to buy the Shakespeare biography by Jonathan Bate, but I think they sold out, which is very sad. So I didn't manage to get a copy of that. I will keep looking. And after that we went to a church wedding at St. Helens Bishopsgate in London. So congratulations to the couple. Little update about my reading before I go. I just finished reading On Earth We Are Briefly Gorgeous. I will tell you more about it in my May wrap-up. And I have now started reading a massive book, even bigger than Anna Karenina and probably bigger than Ulysses. Is that, well, I tell you why I started it. Because this month many people are doing the Asian readathon, and many people also are doing the historical fiction readathon, and I was very pleased with myself that I found a book that would fit the challenges of both readathons. And that book is A Suitable Boy. So I started reading it vaguely knowing how big the book was, and I checked the audiobook. It's actually 69 hours, so that's, if you listen to it 1 hour per day, it takes more than 2 months to finish. So there's no way I'm going to finish it this month. It's probably going to take me another month or so before I can tell you about it from the beginning to the end. But for the first part, I think I'm in chapter 3 or section 3, but for what I have read already, I am really enjoying it. I'm enjoying it more than I expected. I didn't know what to expect, but so far I have been enjoying it. I will tell you more about it in my May wrap-up as well. So I have about 3 hours on the train. I'm going to listen to it for a bit more, and that'll be the end of our little trip to London. Hope you enjoyed this little video. Hope you enjoyed going on a trip with us, and sorry about the shaky footage. It's really hard to keep it still. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in my next one.